Hey, good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday, October 9th. Yes, that is right. It's just me, Kenny J, on the channel right now. Cake's had a prior engagement this week, so he will maybe he'll be in chat with us here in a little bit, but he will not be co-hosting with me this week because he's got bigger and better things to do tonight, I guess. So, but that's okay. The good news is for all of you is as Kenny J does not fly solo, I will have a co-host with me here tonight, and we're going to bring him in on stage here in a minute. But we just wanted to make sure, first off, thank you all for joining us tonight. We have a great show planned with or without cakes. It'll still be a great show. Not the same, but great. Okay, but we're going to have a special co-host here joining me here shortly. But I just want to make sure as a reminder, I hope everyone smash that like button for us, please, and support the channel the best way you can by hitting that like button. It goes a long way. So we want to at least say thank you ahead of time for doing that. And if you're watching this back later on replay, if you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing to the 927. We have a podcast every Thursday night at 7 p.m. And we bring a lot of laughter, a lot of good times, and we hope you guys enjoy the channel. So really quick, just want to welcome everybody in that's in chat right now. I know we got some of our mods out there. I saw Reed at Small World. I'll say Small World fan this week because Cakes is not here. I know Jen is downstairs watching. Lily is downstairs watching. We got Dame Dystopia. Hello, the internet sensation. That's right. She is here, everybody. Great to see her here. Who else we got really quick? We got Lauren. Hello, Lauren. Thanks for coming in tonight. Phil, her magical Mel is in the house. And we got Darina in here also. And we'll make sure as new people enter the stream here, we'll say hello. And there's Cakes right there. And he says the Cubs stink. That's right. We're supporting our Cubs tonight. It's win or go home. So there we go. So with that, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody here really quick. I don't think so. And we are off and running. Marguerite Nagy. Hello, Marguerite. It's nice to see you. Sorry we couldn't meet up last week. The weather did not cooperate with us, but I hope you had a great time down at Disney World. But yeah, so without further ado, I said, all right, who can I bring in that can replace Cakes? All right, that can come at the same level as what Cakes brings to our channel. And I said, well, I need someone that's funny. I need someone that can keep the audience. I need someone good looking. Or at least that's what he said he needed to be, good looking. So yes, we're going to bring in the good looking guy as well. And we're going to have some great back and forth here. So without further ado, everyone, as a treat for you, we've got Zippity Doo Dug joining us this week on the 927. So we're going to bring him in right now. So it's Mr. Zippity Doo Dug in the house. How are you doing, sir?
Hold on.
Okay.
No, I don't want a damn baked potato.
Yeah. There we go.
Carrot cobbler.
There we go. So, you got it straightened out right beforehand. That's good. So there we go. So, how are you doing, sir? Thanks for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Fantastic. Do I have to like strip and ride a lawnmower tonight?
No. That's reserved for one person and one person only. So just let Cakes have that one. So it's
all right. Good.
It's a sight we don't usually like to see
this.
Yes. But how's everything going up in the land of Pennsylvania, my friend?
It's going good. It's chilly, man.
It's getting cold already, huh?
37 this morning, going on to 35 tomorrow morning. We have our first frost warning.
Oh boy!
Yeah, so it's getting that time of the year.
I remember those days. Jenny and I grew up in the UP of Michigan, so we know what you're talking about. You know that. But here's the question then: how are the trees looking? Are they turning colors yet, or
oh, they have been. They turned early this year because of the drought we were in. We had no rain for a long time, and they started changing colors middle of September, which is very strange.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean that's one thing. What's that? I'm sorry. Dave, is she commenting on there?
Dame Dystopia. She's a celebrity.
She is a celebrity. She is. You know, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I'm trying to find something here if I can find it. Normally that's why Mandy's here. She's usually got the stuff figured out here, but that's okay. We'll give Dame a little break on this one. I'll put the comments back up here really quick. But yeah, Dame doesn't miss the 927, you know, regardless, you know. So and like I said, you know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tonight it's the 946.
The 946. I'll change it. That's not a problem.
No, just
hey, I'm at your mercy tonight because you're the one helping me out, right? So it's just I don't think I have the talent to do this by myself yet. So
I am very honored that you asked me.
No, absolutely. So while we're talking about it, because I know you do it the best, Go ahead and give Dame the love. Let's hear it. Okay, full tilt.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There we go.
you are blessed in the greatness of a certain moderator, YouTube non-creator, Dame Dystopia, YouTube sensation. Make sure you like, subscribe to all of her non-content.
There it is, everyone. Couldn't have said it any better myself. And at the same time, I found the ticker, so I'll leave that up for a little bit here that everyone can read. So, and I'm picturing her already. I'm sure she is just ready to.
I'm getting text messages.
That is the way it needs to be, right there. She's on top of it. So, okay. Well, anyways, the good thing about having you on here tonight, Doug, is our topic for tonight is live streamers, okay, and the ins and outs of what it takes to put a live stream together. Now, and I know we talked about this a little bit before we came on the air here, but I don't think anyone really thinks that it's just as easy as turning your camera on and going, right? There's a lot of work involved when it comes to putting together live streams. And as someone for you like yourself who does coffee talk every morning, at least 5 or 6 times a week, and watching your coffee talk, which is great, everybody. If you have not seen Doug and Coffee Talk in the morning, that's the best way to start your day. That's what I'm going to tell you right now, because it's he brings the laughter, he brings the news to you. It's unbelievable. But at the same time, knowing what you put into it, with all of the pictures and the stories and promoting other channels and doing all this other stuff, I'm curious to know each day, how much time do you spend, basically preparing for your next show?
Well, a good while. First, I use a system. It's part of Streamlabs, but it's not Streamlabs.
Right.
It's called Talk Studio. That's what I use. That's the most economical program I found, because I do so much streaming. I wanted something that I can make it my own,
right,
and do overlaps and overlays, pictures, things
right.
like that. So, it took a while to get that going and get it how I wanted it to go, how I wanted it to look. But that was, I think it's been over a year that I've been using that now. So pretty much everything's already in there. So I add some things here and there. I usually start for, I'll give you an example, tomorrow's show.
Sure.
I'll start tonight and start flipping through Disney news. I usually look at 5 or 6 news websites, and I'll go through all their news, make sure I don't have, the same one from each, but I'll pick the best one and had the best story coverage, so that usually takes me, I would say, a good hour.
Okay.
To get, and I only pick usually 6 or 7 because that's all I have time for, so
right.
Between going through all those and trying to find, because there's so many Disney news stories,
right,
every day there's
real and fake, right? So
oh yeah, real and fake. And that's the experience that I've found, is that I know what sites to look at for the truth.
Okay.
Right. And I know what sites not to look at. So I'll pick usually between 5 and 10 good stories that mean something to that I think would mean something to everybody watching.
Right. Makes sense.
Now I have covered some Universal stories. I covered the tragic loss of the gentleman that died on the one ride, and I've actually kept updating it on, this is what the investigation's going for. So I mean, I try to follow up as best I can,
right?
Because I will get messages and comments on my streams, hey, whatever happened to so and so,
right.
So then I have to go back in and I have to research that. As far as, so I usually do that the night before.
Okay.
I'll get all the news channels. So I'm usually moderating for Pete because Pete works me like a dog.
I love it. He does. He does have a lot of stuff going on. That's for sure. But,
I love Pete, and
we love the guy.
I love his, especially now his baseball streams.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
he calls a better game than anybody on television.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling him this morning. I said I'll have the TV on. The mute button goes on, and I'm listening. Yep. I match up the TV with Pete, as best I can, and it's like, all right, now I'm listening to the game the way I want to hear it, right? Yep. So it's just it's good.
So usually, I'll be moderating for him, and I can't wait to get my screen extender. I'm getting a screen extender for my laptop.
Okay.
That'll allow me another full screen to have like different things going on. Because otherwise I have to minimize his for a minute, look at the news, see what I want
to branch off for you, Doug, for 1 second. As someone who works from home right now, I've got my laptop. I've got two 30-inch monitors that work has given me, on top of my laptop screen.
Yeah.
Once you get that, you're going to wonder how you ever did anything, because it's going to make life 1,000 times easier for you, my friend. So it's just an FYI for you. I'm telling you, anytime I just have a laptop, I don't know what to do. I was like, I don't have enough room. I'm in panic mode, so it's like, give me another screen. So when you have that, oh my God, it's going to feel like you're reborn, my friend. I'm just telling you.
Awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm going to be getting that very shortly.
Yeah.
So, I'll work on that tonight. Like tonight, I'll work on getting stories for tomorrow. Usually takes me about an hour. And then tomorrow morning, I wake up at 5 or a little bit before 5. So I'll get up. I don't have to leave here for work till 6:15. So I'll spend probably half hour, 45 minutes going through YouTube, trying to find everybody who has the thumbnail up for the day.
Right. Which we appreciate, by the way. Thank you very much.
Trying to look through all the channels that I follow, all the feeds, and get thumbnails for them. And I usually I'll pull it up on my phone and just take screenshots of their actual thumbnails. So with the time and the date. So it helps people when they go through my Instagram or my
He's just gonna ignore that.
Cakes, how are the Reds?
Yo, there we go. Here it comes.
Oh wait, how are the Bengals doing?
Yeah, even better.
Yeah, I can't say nothing about the Reds because the Pirates stink just as bad.
Well, there you go. Worse, but that's okay.
But I try to get as much information out as possible for people. I get asked, how come you don't post this person or this person or this person? A lot of times is one, I don't know who they are, and that's, they'll say, hey, and the last one I think was just Pile Adventures. Somebody mentioned Pile Adventures to me, and I said, well, I didn't know Pile had a channel.
Right.
So I looked it up and I subscribed, and I am subscribed to so many channels, it's ridiculous. I'm surprised I haven't broke YouTube yet. So, and by the time I go through all the channels and see, okay, this person like this person like, and then I put them all on my Instagram. So that takes another 10 to 15 minutes to put that out. And then usually I have a break at 8 o'clock to 8:20. I have a short little break on my run.
Okay.
Then I'll go back through and make sure I didn't miss anybody. And sometimes I'll catch somebody, sometimes I don't. And that's, it's hard because sometimes people put their thumbnails up 5 minutes before they stream.
Right.
Richard, Disney Magic and Mayhem's good at that.
The funny story is, I told when Cakes and I are trying to prepare for a show, I said we need to have something up by Wednesday night, because if I want Doug to promote it the next morning, which I know he will find, I don't want him to have to find it Thursday morning. I want him to find it Wednesday night. So
That's right. That's
there
right.
you go. So,
So all in all, for a show, tomorrow's show will probably take me an hour and a half to get
okay.
ready for.
Wow. Okay.
And that's with doing my bus run in the morning, coming home, having a 45-minute break that I do the show itself. So I got to make sure everything's ready so that when I get home at 9, I can just go right on, click go live, and I already have everything on my screen that's ready to go. So
gotcha. That's awesome. That's awesome. And like I said, everything you just said was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff behind the scenes before you even start your show, right? And it's just
it is.
And it's now we know Coffee Talk obviously is one of the big things in your channel. Now you've obviously, when you come down to Disney or to Florida and go to Disney, you live stream like myself or with Lily or whatever. Now, what's the big difference? I know that, I'm pretty sure I probably know the answer, but when you're live streaming at the parks, is there much planning that goes involved in what you're going to do that day? Or is it just turn your camera on and basically this is what it's going to be, right?
So, I usually, it's funny because I'll usually get to the park early. I like to get there probably a half hour before you can even get in the gate. And I'll sit outside. I usually have a park hopper chopper.
There it is.
I'll usually sit outside and I'll go through, okay, what do I want to do? Where do I want to head first? Just to get it in my head. And then usually, sometimes I start while I'm just sitting out there if I'm bored. I'll just start sitting outside before I go in. I've already gone through security, but I'm just kind of hanging out in the middle there. And then there's some days where I want to get into the park and do something real quick before I start streaming. So it all depends on, usually if I'm by myself, I'll just start streaming right away.
Right.
Because I'm lonely. Nobody.
No one loves Doug at the parks.
Nobody loves me. Nobody ever comes and says hi to me. And, that's not true. But if Belinda and Dakota are with me, or other people, I usually like to wait and make sure everybody's comfortable.
Right.
If I know I'm meeting somebody, like Richard came and met me one day, Jordan Epcot Forever came. Right. Pete, I was with Pete almost every day. I saw you guys at the park.
Right.
I always like to make sure people are comfortable with it before.
Right. Absolutely.
And I'll tell them, look, this is what I'm going to be doing. Even Belinda, I'll explain everything to Belinda before I go live. This is what I want to do. This is, is there anything you want to do? Like, I already know. We're going November 23rd to Hollywood Studios.
Ooh,
I already have been told that the first thing we're doing is the Little Mermaid show.
Really? Good luck with that one.
That's her favorite character. That's her favorite movie.
Now,
I didn't go see it in June on purpose.
Okay.
Because I wanted to wait and go with.
And have you seen it? You haven't seen it on anybody's stream or anything, then? So you have.
I haven't watched it the whole way through. I've seen snippets, but I haven't actually sat down and watched the whole thing.
Okay. Well, it's I won't give anything away, other than the fact it's better than the old version, and I'll just leave it at that. So there we go. So it's just and it. Well, you saw the villain show when you were there last time, though, right? So I believe you did.
I did see the villain show.
Yeah, we were there. We were there.
I saw the villain show. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
That was cool. The one time we were in line for it got canceled, didn't it?
It did. That's right. I remember that now. Okay, can you see what my wife just posted here?
He tells his stories way ahead of time.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Whoa, John. It's not way ahead of time. It's probably like 5 or 10 minutes before I start streaming.
There, see, Jen, take that. And really quick, just I just want to say, I saw in the comments, and Doug, give Lauren your best zippity doo luck She has applied for a Disney job. She's got an interview tomorrow. She put in the chat, so we're going to wish her the best of luck. Okay, so
awesome.
Yay! So there
Good
we
luck
go.
to you.
Absolutely. And if you get it, let us know so everyone can see you at the park. So when they come to visit.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, live streaming itself, whether, this on Lily's Life, we don't we do more vlogs than we do live streams. But when we live stream, the first thing when we first started live streaming, I was so worried. I was so worried about, well, one, not looking like an idiot, but two, I was always worried about the reception, and if I knew the reception was bad, I wasn't smart enough to know how to fix it. And I was always worried about this, that, whatever. And then after, I don't know how many times, finally I came to the conclusion when I'm on a live stream, I'm like, listen, the reception could go bad here. You're going to have to deal with it. Good luck. And just know we'll come back when it's through, So this is like, that's about it, so I can't
have to understand that, it's not a perfected science yet. No. Even your top streamers,
right?
Resort TV One,
right?
Living in Diz, Myers and the Mouse,
right?
They have not perfected the signal thing. You don't know when you're going to have it, when you're not going to have it, and you have to understand these people who complain about lag and everything have to understand that your signal is beaming into space, folks. It's going to space. Then it's coming back down from space.
Right.
So it's not an easy thing.
It is not. It is not. But we enjoy doing it. And I know you've seen it when you live stream, the excitement of a lot of people that don't get to visit that much or at all. That's why you do it, So here's my next question for you. Obviously, a lot of times on Coffee Talk, it's you and your brother, Mr. Scallywag, Steve. Okay, so let's go back in time a little bit, Doug, and tell us, when did you decide, or when did you come up with the idea that, okay, I'm going to do this YouTube and I'm going to do this show in the morning and I'm going to run with it?
Well, the whole YouTube thing started during COVID. That they lowered their requirements for live streaming during COVID to 50 people. If you had 50 people, you could live. I think that's gone back up now. But, we were going to Disney and my mother couldn't travel. Belinda's mom couldn't travel. So I was like, I have a YouTube channel and I have like 100 and something subs. I said, I could stream it and it'd be like you guys were there with us,
Right. That's awesome.
That's how it all started. And I just went back and watched my first stream from the parks. It was pretty funny because I was so green. I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't read chat. I was a mess. Which I may start, when there's days that like not many people are live or anything, I may start replaying all those original streams that I had on my channel.
Nice. Right.
Just so people could see how stupid I actually was. Or people wearing masks around the park. And,
right. I tell you, I remember the first time Lily and I went to the park during COVID. It was Hollywood Studios. Mm-hmm. You had to wear your mask, and I'm telling you, I took pictures in a little side video, just a little short or whatever heck it was at the time, and because the park was empty. I mean, literally, there was nobody there. And it was just like, but that. Other than that, there was nothing good about wearing a mask all day in Florida at the Disney park. So
even in December when we were there, it was still hot.
Right.
So that's how the whole YouTube thing started.
That's awesome.
Then I start getting subs, and I start getting subs, and I start getting subs, and I'm up to like 500-600 subs after this one trip. Streaming a couple times. I was like, I caught the bug. I was like, I think I could make something out of this. So I came home and I'm like, what do I do? I said, at the time, there was nobody going live on. So I'm not green. Who am I not? Oh,
just adjust the color. She said, so you're not green. So
I got it.
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like, not many people go live on Wednesday nights.
Okay.
I said it's usually Tina at 5, Amy AGC at 6. I said I need to find something at 7 to do. So I came up with Hump Day Hangout.
Oh, nice.
So that was my first real show. Every Wednesday I would do Hump Day Hangout.
Okay.
And I would have a guest from the community come in. You know, I had some YouTube creators, I had moderators who were never on screen,
Right.
you know, and we just hung out, had a good time, and then it progressed from there. And then I was doing that for a while, and then everybody and their mother started going live on Wednesday nights.
Sure.
I was like, you know, it's so hard to compete with people in the parks.
Right. Right.
When I'm sitting at home and they don't want to stare at this all night, you know. So not this past summer, the summer of 2024, I was down in Disney and I streamed when I was there in June. And there's something there I'm thinking, I'm like, there's gotta be something I can do that nobody else does, you know. And I loved how Pete did his news on Friday night. And I also loved how Pete would shout out people.
Right.
You know, I thought that was fantastic. You know, that's showing love. That's showing, you know, that, you know, it's not all about me. So I was driving home from Florida. And yes, folks, I drive. I don't fly. And I'm like, huh. And I remember this old show they used to do on Saturday Night Live, the Coffee Talk with, and it was Mike Myers and
yes, that's correct.
Linda Richmond. Linda
Right.
Richmond.
Yep.
Coffee Talk.
Yeah.
And I was like,
well, I'm glad you don't dress like that host, you know. So
no. It's been requested, but no.
Okay, no.
So I was like, you know, maybe I could do that. And I was like, so I got home and I'm talking to Belinda and I'm pitching her my idea. And then I got on the phone with a couple friends and I talked to Pete, of course. And I said, Pete, this is what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of doing a morning coffee talk show, you know, just for like an hour.
Right.
To give people some Disney news and to let them know who's going to go live for the day. Because at the time, there was nobody doing it. There was no Disney network, you know, that shows all the channels. There was no. I was like, nobody's doing this. This is. I said, I think it would be good. So then I'm just tossing names. I want to do Coffee Talk. Do I want to do something else? And Belinda actually said, just do Coffee Talk with Doug. Make it simple.
Right.
So that's what I did. That's what I did.
There you go. It's good. It's good. You got a good following. You got a good following with that show. Absolutely.
Over 300 episodes on YouTube and YouTube podcasts. They are podcasts too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I do have a lot of people that drive to work and listen. You know, a lot of the West Coasters, you know, Theme Park Casual, Danny, Barry's Place, Pops, they all listen, you know, on their way to work or the parks or whatever they're doing. Right. So, but yeah, it's been a long road getting to where I'm at, and my mind's always spinning on, okay, what can I do next?
Okay.
You know, I was thinking of bringing Hump Day Hangout back, and then I'm like, well, I don't know. I said, there's something else that I'd like to do. I just don't know what it is yet. I don't know how I want to do it. So.
Yeah. Well, it's you're doing an unbelievable job, my friend. Like I said, you're always on when I start my work day at 8:30. You know, so I'm trying to have you on in the background as best I can. It's the best way to start the day. So anyone that has access to their phone and can get away with it, if you're at work, don't get in trouble. But at the same time, if you can get Doug on, you know, to listen to him every morning, it's a great way to start your work day. I'm just going to say that right now. So
here's another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carney.
Okay.
Pete Carney's another one who never puts a thumbnail on early.
Yeah. If you're watching this back, Pete, or Carney, get on top of it, my friend. All right, help Doug out a little bit here. Okay.
Oh, I have. I've told him.
All right, so let's branch off here a little bit, okay? And just let's talk. There's been a lot of stories out that have come out recently, and I know you've covered this on your show. It's a touchy subject because we're talking about live streaming, right? Especially at the Disney parks. There's quite a few people that live stream now, whether it's at Disney World or it's at Disneyland or even overseas now at the other theme parks. And there's been some people out there that have been complaining about live streamers. They're like, hey, they're in our way. They're bothering me. I just want to enjoy my vacation, whatever the reason is. I know you follow a certain etiquette when you live stream, that, especially when you're at the park. So let's talk about that a little bit. Because I want people to know that I think for the majority of live streamers, we do it the right way, especially when we're at the parks. We're not there to bother people. We're not there to be the center of attention. We are there. Really, a good live streamer should be invisible at the park, right? You should be doing your thing, and you're bringing the show to your viewers, right? So tell me when you're live streaming at the parks, what are some things that you're trying to be aware of as other people are around you?
Well, I try to, kids especially, I try not to get kids on the stream.
Right.
That is, although I will see, like you said about earlier, seeing somebody's first reaction and being in the parks. Right. I remember the one time I was in Magic Kingdom and I was just hanging out at the end of Main Street. And I think I was streaming. I just started and I was pointing it at the castle. And this family come walking in. And it was the first time their daughters saw the castle.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, the tears and the joy that came out of this girl, she was probably 5 or 6. And she just took off running down Main Street.
Awesome.
Just took off running. And I was like, and I'm pretty sure I got it on camera. By accident, because I was paying attention to them and not paying attention when, and I remember it was just such a moment when you see people, and I don't want to take away from that.
Right.
And like you said, and I say it all the time, the best streamers are the ones that you don't know are there. Those are the best streamers. If you have to walk around the park, speak very loudly, and push your way to a front of a parade or in front of somebody for fireworks, you got to understand, these people paid a lot of money to go there too.
That's true.
I never want to take away from anybody's fun. In fact, I've only had one person complain about me. One person.
Was it Pete?
It was on Pirates of the Caribbean. I got in. I asked for the last row, as I always do, because I always want to be back.
Behind. Right.
I don't want to be in front where I'm blocking anybody's view. So I'm sitting in the back, and his family gets in the row in front of me. I think it was me and Steve. And yes, folks, we did sit in the same row. So it kind of balanced out, We always think ahead of time. Okay, you're sitting on the right, I'm going to go on the left. We always try. And it was funny when we came down off the ramp. The boat went like this.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the back, and these people made a comment.
Okay.
Oh, great! It's one of those streamers. And I muted my stream, and I leaned up and I said, I apologize. I said, I promise you I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to say a word through the ride. I'm not going to show you on the stream. You're not even going to know I'm here.
Yeah.
And then went through the ride, and afterwards, they caught me up in the store, and they said, thank you so much. you know,
Oh, there you go. We got another guest, everyone.
and they said thank you. You know, some of the streamers we've seen do nothing but talk through the ride. I said, well, then they're not streaming correctly.
Right.
You know, and they thanked me, and they actually asked for my channel, and you know, they will pop in from time to time.
That's awesome. I think that's the only time that ever happened was recently when Cakes and I, it was for the 927 actually. You know, I've live streamed on Lily's Life a lot more than the 927, of course, but we were doing the Starlight Parade on the 927 that one night, and as soon as I took my spot, I saw an older couple next to me, and they gave me the look. I saw the look, you know what I'm saying, and I knew what they were thinking right away, you know, and basically they were sort of not directly behind me, but enough, you know, where I was sort of in front of them. So I said, Cakes, keep talking for a second. I muted myself. Same thing. You know, I said, want you to let you know. And I turned around. And I said, listen, I said, if you're worried about the camera, just know that it's going to be in front of my face. I am not going to be doing this. I will not be talking during the parade. So everything that, you know, just, and they're like, and they did the same thing. You're like, oh, well, when we saw the camera, we were wondering if it was going to be, you know, on our way. I said, no, I can tilt the camera any way I need to tilt it. I don't need to hold it up here so you can see, you know. So right. It's just like, you know, or block somebody else, you know. So yes.
It also goes the other way too. We were there for Happily Ever After in December, and Belinda loves to watch it from Main Street. I do not.
Right.
I can't stand all the people.
Yep, I agree.
I don't like it. You know, I have no problem going up and watching it where you guys and Pete watch it.
Right.
You know, and now that I have a scooter every time, I can do that.
Right, exactly.
So, but this time she wanted to watch it from Main Street. Okay. So we're like the whole way at the end of Main Street. You know, we let all the crowd push up in front. You know, we're the whole way at the end. It was actually Richard Disney Magic Command. He was streaming. I was streaming. And then Belinda, I had stand in front of me. You know, so nobody would block her view or block my view. And so this guy, he's from another country. He stepped in front of Richard, and then he kept bumping into Belinda.
Oh.
And, you know, listen, you want to do it to me, do it all day. I don't care. But, I mean, this guy he was a big dude. I mean, he's just knocking into her. I finally just say, all right, sit on the scooter. I got up and I went and stood next to him. And let me tell you, he knew I was there. And it's all on stream. It is on stream. Because there's one thing. You can do whatever you want to me, but don't do it to my wife.
Right. Right.
Especially, you know, a big guy like that. I turned, you know, and I stepped over and I kind of boom, right into him. And I put my gimbal up right in front of him, and I'm, you know, and he said something, and I says, you know,
yeah,
you're a guest here. I says, you don't push into Little Women.
This is true. Absolutely.
You know, so I mean, it does go the other way.
Does. Well, like I said, yeah, we're talking live streamers, but like I said, I've seen it 1,000 times. You know, Jen was out, I don't know, about a month or two ago. She was on Main Street trying just to vlog it, right? You know, not to bother anybody. And of course, you got someone that comes right in front of her last second, stands right in front of her, and then they got their hands in the air. They're filming with their phone or whatever the heck it is. Just, you know, and I don't understand how people don't realize you don't have to, you know, you don't have to hold your phone way up here. All you got to do is this if you want to shoot higher, you know, tilt your phone, you know. So it's just like, but
and that's the thing. People always say they're scared that, you know, Disney's going to say no more live stream.
Right.
How can you say that when everybody has their phone on?
Yeah.
Now, even if you say no more gimbals, fine, no more gimbals. People are going to attach them to their chest.
Yeah.
Or they're just going to hold them. You know? I mean, and then how are you going to differentiate who's just doing a video and who's live streaming?
This is true.
Yeah.
Really quick, I haven't said hello to a lot of people in the chat that I've had. I saw George S. Cook popped in. Hello, George. Thanks for coming. Millie, the Disney fan, is here. I know Lucinda is in there. Eli is in the house. everyone, thank you for coming in. Hey, now that I see Millie, and I gotta backtrack a little bit because Millie loves this question. Doug, did you know there's 2 Millennium Falcons at Hollywood Studios?
There's what?
There's 2 Millennium Falcons at Hollywood Studios?
Yeah, there's the big one and the little one.
That's right. I bring that up every time we're at Hollywood Studios, and Millie, who's a great friend of ours, can't stand that I keep bringing that up, so I always bring it up, So, Millie, that's for you. And if you did not know, we have a segment on the Lily's Life that's called Millie, Did You Know? And that's where it came from, because of
awesome.
the 2 Millennium Falcons. But yes. But all right, so really quick. First off, like I said, for everyone that does as we were talking about the live stream.
I have a Millie's Did You Know?
Okay, give it to us. Let's have it.
Did you know that Seven Seas Lagoon is only 14 feet deep?
Millie, did you know that? Let's see. Oh, there it is. Millie says, all right, I'll put that up there for you.
Bay Lake Tower, or Bay Lake.
14 feet.
40 feet deep. But because Seven Seas Lagoon was man-made, they only took enough dirt that they needed to build up Magic Kingdom. So at its deepest, it's only 14 feet deep.
Nice. Well, you know what? I did not know that. Hey, as Johnny Carson would say, I did not know that. Did you know that, Ed? I did not know that. And that's why, as we're talking about this, everyone, the next time we're talking movie nights, you're going to see Doug back again because he enjoyed our movie night so well that we got to have him back on for the next movie night because he's going to have so much more to offer. That was such a great night.
Oh my God.
So
the second you brought up Midnight Madness,
which nobody knows about.
I about died because it's like a secret cult movie. Like
it is.
Me and Steve know it, of course. We loved it. But it's like then we're like, okay, I don't think anybody else has ever seen this film because nobody talks about it. And then when you brought it up, I was like, yes.
Finally, we're not alone. Look between the 2 giant melons. That's all you got to remember, everybody. So there we go. Anyways, what movie? Go ahead, Doug. Tell everyone. Midnight Madness, right? If you have not seen it, go see it, everybody. Okay. For 2 reasons. 1, it's awesome. And 2 is Michael J. Fox's first ever movie he was in. So there's your history. So really quick, going back to your channel, Doug, really quick.
And the guy from, what was it? The Werewolf in London.
Oh, I can't remember his name now. But
American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
He was in it. Yeah,
absolutely. Let's go back to Doug's channel here for a second.
Oh my
the
God.
Zippity Doo Doug channel. And let me ask you this. And I know I asked you before, we give you a chance to think about it. So Ken showed me the Falcons. Okay, there it is. While you were live streaming, whether it's on your Coffee Talk or a live stream at Disney or whatever, give me one of your either favorite or crazy memories that you caught while you were doing a live stream.
Okay. For a live stream at Disney, the funniest shocking moment that I had was just this past June. I went over for rope drop and I was there early, like if the park opens at 8, I'm in there at 7. So I started streaming. I'm going through the Emporium and showing all the merch and things like that. Something that I'm terrible at, by the way.
That's a mug. That's a hat.
That's expensive. That's not.
Right.
So I come around and I forget what I was looking at. Next thing I know, I get hit in the back of the head with the stuffed the stuffed animals. I don't know what they're even called. It's a crow, the crow from Maleficent.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the heck's going on? I'm like ready to go at it. I'm ready to throw fists. I turn around and I'm looking, and there's Pete McDevitt trying to hide behind a display. And I'm like, and it was on stream. It's just sheer hysterical because he's trying to hide behind this thing.
Oh, jeez. I'm trying to picture this, So
it's on one of my streams. It was live.
Oh, wow. I have to go back.
Screaming at him, and I threw it back at him, and everybody, there was nobody in the Emporium but the workers, and they're all just laughing their heads off.
Oh, jeez, Louie.
I
love it.
as far as coffee talk,
Yeah.
nothing ever beat when my mom would call in.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, when me and Steve started getting out of hand, she would call in
I love it. I love
and
it.
she would say, you know, I just want Jennifer Caruso to know that you two were not raised that way. She didn't care who else was in chat. She had to
Oh,
tell Jennifer Caruso. And then when she called in, and I play it all the time, she called in and she say it's time for inspiration. You know, that's how we knew that okay, we were getting a little overboard. There was
right.
another one time she called in and she says, because I don't know if you know, me and Steve have a sister.
Yes. Yes.
She's in between us in age.
Okay.
And she is like our second mother. And she will actually yell at us more than our mom. She calls the one time and she says, you know, and you're not going to be happy if your sister's watching this and calls you or something like that. So it was always great to have mom call in, and
Yeah, it's
you
awesome.
know, it's been rough since May, but I know she's with my dad and she's in a better place.
That's it. Um, I lost my dad in 2016. And it's been almost 10 years now. And it's still seems like yesterday. Since he's been gone, and there's something blessed. We're blessed to have parents that we're close with, which is the first blessing, and then having them as parents, obviously our whole life. And now, even though like my dad is gone, I know he's still watching over us. And I know you're a big believer in this, Doug, that they may be gone, but they're only going to be gone for a little while. That's our belief, right? So
Absolutely.
that's our, so I can't wait for the next time I see him again. That's for sure.
We need a second mom. Listen, I probably need 3 or 4 moms.
Yeah. That is probably true. Really quick. Now I know, like I said, you brought up one of your funny memories there, which was I don't know if I can beat that or not. Like I said, we live stream with Lily's Life more than I know the people that are watching. There's really nothing that's happened on our live streams that I would consider outlandish or funny because
oh my god,
it's nothing happens there. Lily's pretty straightforward. I don't do anything crazy.
She's dead serious. When you guys are streaming, she's dead serious. But when other people are streaming, she's a nut.
This is true. So, but see that I knew the comments would start flying after this one, but yeah, no, everyone knows the TARDIS story, okay, and I don't need to go into that a billion times, and the rainstorm, and everyone calls me Charlie Brown, Doug, if you really don't know, because apparently every time I live stream, when it's just Lily and I live stream it rains for some odd reason every time, so it's just but yeah, and of course now, Marla, don't even start with those lies. I never pushed anybody down. But really quick, I know it's 10 to 8. There's a couple things we need to promote before the end of tonight, but I want to put a challenge out here. Now, Doug, this is going to be awesome, and a few people have already done it already, but I want everyone else to know. You can find the 927 email address on our on our YouTube channel. Since Cakes is not here, the challenge is out, everybody. And if everyone does not know Cakes 2112, who's the lawnmower man, I guess we can call him, right? I know it's getting close to the winter season for a lot of people, but if you can, I request, because I haven't seen Cakes on here for a little. I don't even know if he's here, and if he is here, too bad. It's going to happen because I've already got a few people who have done it. If you can email us a video of you doing some lawn work, one way or the other, whether it's cutting grass, pulling weeds, whatever.
I don't do lawn work.
That's okay. Just pretend you're doing anything. It could be feeding the birds for all I care. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like send it to our email address. And I am going to be putting a vlog together of everyone doing this in honor of Cakes and his lawnmower stuff. Okay. So if you can, please think about doing that. No pressure. You don't have to, but I know a few people have already done it. I did one that you can see as a short on the 927. I was goofing around with it a little bit, but we're going to try and do some other stuff. I'm going to put it together. Even if it's, even if you send it in the winter months and you're shoveling snow, I don't care. Put that on there too. You know what I'm saying? So
I have videos of Dakota cutting grass.
I'll take it. There we go. And actually, you should next time she's cutting the grass, just stand behind her give me a little wave or something.
Listen, I actually have videos of me visiting Steve and him out cutting the grass, and I'm inside in the air conditioning inside his door, videoing him, and then I'll open the door and be like, "You doing all right?" Wait, it's hot out there, and I close the door.
Okay. Oh, Cakes is still here. Now he heard it. Now I'm going to put his comment up there. I am the lawn ranger.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
I know we promote it every week, but if you have not subscribed to Cakes channel, and if you're interested in watching someone cut their grass, that's the channel to go to. And as Pete would say, he does it half naked, I guess, but I don't know. He's always behind the camera, but it's first time for everything. So before we leave tonight, I think we have another little special guest that may be popping in to say hello, Doug, here really quick. So I'm just waiting for them to pop in.
Oh boy.
And we'll see what happens there. But at the same time, again, Doug, keep up the great work with your channel. I mean, we're all enjoying it, and you do an unbelievable job. And it's not just what you tell people about, the news and everything. Your support for everyone else's channel is legendary, my friend. You help out a lot of people. You promote their channels. You give them you give people, say, hey, if you haven't seen this channel, here's what's going on tonight. Go check it out. And I think you've gained subs for everybody. And that's a testament to what you do, my friend. And we appreciate it.
Well, I like to support good people.
Yeah.
And there's not much regular TV I watch, because things on cable anymore are just so negative. And, there's so much smut on regular TV that, I like to watch people being positive, people having a good time, and I love supporting good people. That's
awesome. It's been, since we joined the community, I mean, good Lord, we've met so many friends now. I mean, it's weird. We say, you don't want to make friends with people over the internet, but boy, we've made quite a few, so it's just like, but it's been great. But but absolutely. So hang on one second here, Doug. We have someone that wants to say hello to you and probably share a little story. So get ready, everybody. We have another special guest coming. Here we go.
Oh
boy.
Oh no. Oh my God, no.
Hi, Lily.
It's the bratty teenager.
It's the bratty teenager. Really? Did you hear that, Lily? Did you hear what he called you? Yeah. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just whatever. It's true. Is it true?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone, we always want to make sure we get this off on the right foot. Lily, at one point a while back, someone told you to hit Pete. Who was that?
I hear him.
Can you not hear me? Can you hear me now?
The volume.
Oh, she's got technical difficulties, everybody. Can you hear me now, Lily? Okay. Oh, she's very particular, everyone. She needs to have it her way.
Yeah.
So, are we good now?
I'm good.
Okay. So who's the person of the people on the screen? Who's the person that told you to hit Pete?
Doug.
Okay, Doug, is that true or not true?
I'm gonna have to plead the Fifth Amendment in fear of my life or bodily harm.
Lily, what? Okay, we won't put you on the spot, but yes, it was Doug. Everyone, there it is. It's true. It was true. So, Lily, what is it about? Why do you love Doug so much? Why do you love his channel?
Because he's crazy and tell Pete hit him and Merlin.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and everyone, I'm bringing Lily on for. He is very kind, absolutely. So he's like one of your bodyguards, especially at Disney, right? He's watching out for you when we're there together. And Pete. I think next time you guys are down there together, all three of you, we're gonna have a little race. Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but let me tell you, I'm not gonna, I'm serious when I get challenged.
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna let somebody win. I'm gonna wreck into you to make sure you lose.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna get Pete a popcorn bucket and keep it.
I still owe you a popcorn bucket.
Oh boy, here we go. So there it is. So Lily, really quick, Is there something happening next week that you want to tell everybody about?
My birthday.
That's right, everyone. Lily's turning the big 18
Oh my God.
next Tuesday.
Oh my God, she can vote.
She can. Lily, you want to vote, Lily? Don't care, do you? Nope. No, but yes, that's right, everyone. Lily's going to be celebrating her 18th birthday next Tuesday, which is Tuesday.
Yay.
And we are going to be celebrating it from where, Lily?
Disney.
What are we doing on Disney on Tuesday?
Halloween party.
A Halloween party for Lily, everybody. So
You have a
now, Lily,
costume?
she does have a costume. You want to share that with everybody, or you want to make it a surprise? She's asking Mom, what do I need to do?
Okay, sure.
What'd you say, Lily? One more time. Say it again.
I'll be Queen of Hearts from Alice
She's
in
good.
Wonderland.
She is going to be the Queen of Hearts. So, Doug, here's the question. Do you remember what she dressed up for the last Halloween party?
I do. She was the bride.
Okay, so what does the bride and the Queen of Hearts have in common?
They're women.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. All right, now Constance Hatchaway is known for doing what, right, to her husbands?
And didn't she chop his head off or something?
They chop the heads off. And what's the Queen of Hearts like saying a lot? What does she say a lot? Yeah, I don't know if
Off
you've watched
their heads.
So Lily's got an infatuation with people losing their heads, apparently. So
Is Pete gonna be down there Tuesday night?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't think so, but that'd be funny if he was
I
on
was
that
gonna
day.
say you could chase Pete around with a hatchet.
Felix, it's so sorry.
Doug told me-
I did love this last string he did where she was dressed as the bride.
Yeah, she was.
She had
She
the
was
knife,
pretty
the knife or the hatchet.
She had the hatchet, yep, in a bouquet of flowers. Yes.
And I'm in the chat. I'm like, who the heck gave her sharp utensils?
Hey, Disney let her in with it, so I can't complain too much there. So, but it's all good. No, but in all seriousness, Lily, we love you. I know you want when you found out Doug was filling in for Cakes tonight. You said you asked, Dad, can I join the stream late so I can say hi to Doug? And of course, I'm a pushover. Yes, you can. So there we go. So, Doug or Lily, is there anything you want to say to Doug before you say goodnight?
I love you.
There it is, right there, my friend.
Lily, thank you. I love you too, hon.
Yeah, okay.
A certain YouTube sensation messaged me,
Uh-oh.
and she says you would have to pick one
Uh-oh.
to hang out with at Disney for the day, Pete or me.
Both.
You gotta pick one. I'm more fun than him.
Both.
He's a grouchy old man.
Doug, I think she's leaning your
Well-
way, but since Pete is the Godfather, you got to be a little careful there, So it's just like, so-
I'm gonna get a text message soon. Strike one.
yeah, there you go. Absolutely, so, Lily. We want to say goodnight to you. I'm gonna hang up with you, and Doug and I are gonna finish it up. Okay, but it's always great. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, Lily.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Love you, Lily.
Love you,
All
Lily.
right.
Bye. You.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Doug. That was awesome. She
He's
definitely
awesome.
did not want to miss that for you guys. And everyone's saying good answer, Lily. Way to go, Lily. That's awesome. But Doug, one more time, thank you for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure. And I know we're going to have you on again. Like I said, whether it's a movie night or 80s trivia or music or whatever, we know you're in for that stuff. So it's just, but yeah, after we did the 80s show, or not the 80s show, the movie show, and you said what you said during it, I was like, oh man, I told Cakes right away, yeah, next time Doug's in, man, because he's gonna at least know what I'm talking about half the time.
Yeah, we're all around the same age, and we all grew
Right.
up watching all the same stupid movies. So, well, I do want to see one movie though.
Okay.
I want to see the movie of you falling down the stairs.
You've seen that movie.
That was fantastic.
Oh my Lord. That
I
was
watched
legit.
I
I'm sorry,
watched
go
it
ahead.
like 10 times.
That was I had to lower the audio on that clip because you don't want to know what I was saying after I got up. So that's literally coming from our security camera inside the house, and I was just like, after I fell and I recovered, I was like, man, I wonder if that got a good clip. So I went on my phone because it sends all the clips there. Sure enough, there it was. And I was like,
After that came out, I told people on my show, I said, I did that when my oldest daughter was little. And she had toys on the steps, and I come down the steps, and I slipped on one, and I hit every.
Yeah.
I actually cracked my tailbone.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! If you want to talk pain,
Yeah.
I could do nothing but lay on my side for like 2 weeks. So,
Doug, I won't
feel.
share it here, but the next time I talk to you on the phone, when you mention tailbone, I'll tell you my tailbone story that I will not share here. I'll trust me. It's,
Okay.
but you'll love it. So
You
it's
can come
like,
share it on Coffee Talk anytime.
okay, that's fine.
We talk about anything, you know.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But anyways, again, to everyone that's been with us in chat tonight, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed the show. Doug, again, thank you for taking time out of your day. And we just want to make sure one more time, the Zippity Doo Doug channel every morning, pretty much. Is it 9 o'clock or is it earlier now? I mean, pretty much 9 o'clock, right? So 9 o'clock in the morning, start your day off right. Get on Doug's channel. Say hi to Doug. Say hi to his brother Steve, and just enjoy everything that Doug has to offer on his YouTube channel, which is some spectacular stuff, everybody. And there's Jacob Farnsworth, always late to the party, Ohio State fan. We don't expect anything less. But yeah, I know. So. But at the same time, again, don't forget, if you guys are baseball fans, 9 o'clock tonight is the Cubs versus the Brewers. And Pete will be live streaming that on the Pete McDevitt Show. If you want to hear a great call of a baseball game, that is where you are going to find it right there. And it's not just Pete calling the game, it's the chat that's going on, so you can interact with people as the game's going on, which makes it even that much better. I'll be pacing back and forth as a Cubs fan. I'll be a little nervous tonight. But all in all, we want to thank everyone again for joining us. Doug, God bless you, my friend. We will see you again in the morning. And thanks again for being here tonight. Is there anything else you'd like to share before I sign off?
Let's go Cubs.
There you go. Go Cubs, everyone. And as Cakes would say before we sign off, everyone, that's right. Yes, have some, everyone. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks. All right. We'll see you again next week. Okay?